Hello. I got a weird thing right there. What is going on? Oh, maybe if I do that. Whoa, it's the angel speaks. Oh, I don't know if that's gonna work. I don't think that's gonna work. All right, I might have to try it again later. I just was gonna pop on here with my greasy hair and just say, no, I did not color my hair. It's still silver. I didn't think the flashback, oh my gosh, it's super silver and super many days without a freaking hair wash. But anyway, I just had some people, I posted that because my last video was from 2 years ago in February, and it really showed a better close-up, I thought, of like what they actually look like, the highlights and the lowlights when I first did them. And I mentioned in the comments that, I don't know if that's gonna drive me insane or what. I don't know. We might just have to deal with source coming in and shedding some light. But I just wanted to show kind of like the different stages, and I thought that that one was really good. I didn't feel good that day and I didn't end up posting it, but when I looked back at it, I was like, you really could see how that kind of worked together, or kind of worked together, I should say. But it definitely, when you first do those highlights, it's definitely going to be orange if you have, or orangey, rusty, brassy color if you have dark hair. It's going to take a couple of rounds of that before you can actually get it to that platinum color. And then the lowlights, when I put the lowlights in there, I was kind of sad because when I left, I was like, oh my gosh, it's so dark. I mean, I felt like I had colored my roots, but half-assedly covered them, if that made sense. And I was really sad, but then absolutely loved it later as that demarcation line started to grow out. But there was an element where I kind of felt like, oh man, I just, 6 months of cold turkey and I just ruined it by doing this low light. But I would not change it at all. I love how the grombre turned out in the end. There isn't a straight line. My hair is so gross, but I just, yeah, anyway. But the other thing I wanted to say also on here was that I watched Emma Chamberlain. I don't know if you guys know her. I mean, we're old lady YouTube channel watchers, but she's like one of the young kids, and she is a huge YouTuber, and I love her. I'm so intrigued by her, and I think there's an element that I guess the thing I've decided that I love about her is that I think that where I feel like I am a young person trapped in an old person's body, I feel like Emma Chamberlain is a like an old person trapped in a young person's body. So I feel like some of the conversations she has with her audience, they're just so damn relatable. And not her YouTube, I don't think she did a YouTube video on it, but she has a podcast that's called Anything Goes. And her, not the recent one, but the one before that, was all her hair fell out. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to watch it. And so what she learned the hard way, basically, is that she's been blonde. She's been dyeing her hair blonde for a while, maybe about a year. And she had all of this, I guess she was going to France and she was going to be in all of these pictures and stuff. And so she was going to get her hair done, and she did, I guess, an orange color or something. And then she decided that, she didn't really want to go to Paris with a bunch of orange hair. She didn't think that it was going to like really expand her wardrobe options, in addition to a bunch of other stuff that different colors she loved to wear, that she didn't feel like this orange, which I never actually saw, worked with it. So she had the dreaded hair experience, and so here she is, a normal dark-haired girl. She's been bleaching it out. Now it's orange. Now she's going to Paris, and she's freaking out because she still has this orange hair. She calls some French guy to come meet her at the hotel when she gets there, and he's gonna color her hair dark. Well, baby girl, I mean, I know she's not like A-lister celebrity, but I'm sure girlfriend has quite the resources, you know, compared to you and me, Joe Schmoes. And so she got, which I'm sure he was great, but basically he tried to color her hair and he put black on her hair. So her hair was black. And I mean, growing up with dark hair, if you have dark brown hair, everybody calls it black, but there is a difference between dark brown hair and black hair. I mean, dark hair, black hair, you're going to have to strip that shit out. I mean, it is totally damaging to your hair. It is like talk about an overcorrection talk about steroids on top of steroids on top of steroids. So basically, she overcorrected. She had this fancy French guy put this stuff in her hair. Now it's black. So he says, okay, you know, I can lighten it up with this other stuff so that it's not so black. Well, that stuff has hydrogen peroxide. Boom, perfect storm. All her hair starts falling out. She's like freaking out. The guy goes out to the car to get something out of the car. And so she starts she's, you know, looking at the bottle because of course it's all in French. And so her and I don't know if it's her mom or dad or somebody's there, and they're like Googling different words, and she sees that there's peroxide in there, and she realizes, uh-oh, that is not probably going to go good. She does one of these numbers and a big chunk of hair falls out, and she freaks out. She jumps in the shower and she's rinsing all that stuff out, trying to get it out as fast as possible, and basically ruins her hair, and chunks of it are falling out. So now they're we just gotta, you know, shag it. So she does the shag cut, which is pretty much standard operating procedure. If you are familiar with Billie Eilish, I think she kind of had that same situation where she, you know, had so much green, she had colored her hair for so long that eventually it just starts breaking off, and then all you really have left is, you know, some kind of, you know, Pat Benatar 80s style mullet / shag kind of mixture, you know. And here she is going to Paris, and now she's stuck with this shaggy hair. Anyway, long story short, at the end, she realizes how much she takes for granted her hair, and how she has been bleaching it and just not caring about anything that she does with it. And she had a full-blown awakening on not taking her hair for granted. And it made my heart melt, because again, I think that she's like this old person. I mean, and I would say part old man and part old woman trapped in this young person's body. And for her to have this, you know, epiphany about her hair, I was just like, yes, that's what I want. I mean, she realized that it was all her. It was her lack of knowledge, her lack of understanding, and just, you know, just feeling young and dumb and invincible, like nothing's gonna really bother her. And now she's basically half bald and has like a whole nother perspective on taking care of herself and her hair. And so to kind of bring this back to full circle on my silver hair, that I still have my silver hair. And one of my biggest things is, you know, I have a daughter and I want her to, like Emma Chamberlain, you know, I want these women to be okay with gray hair. And the best way to be okay with gray hair is to see people with gray hair that are rocking their gray hair. And as silly as that is, a lot of the people you see rocking gray hair are definitely, you know, over probably 70, if even, you know. So that is my goal. I want my daughter, and she will, you know, she's in the 5th grade, so she's got the rest, she's going to see mom just like this, and probably work through, I don't know, a million probably haircuts before it's all said and done, because that's probably the route that I'm going to go next. But I do, you know, that's what the benefit of this community is. You know, I log on to the, you know, the Instagram or whatever, and I'm looking at, I'm like, what, you know, what am I doing? I'm here because I want to see these beautiful women that are rocking their gray hair, and it's okay. You can be gray and life goes on. You can be gray and you could still get a boyfriend. You can be gray and people are still going to, you know, think that you are not completely over the hill. There's going to be some assholes out there, don't get me wrong, and there's going to be people that want to try to push those buttons, especially if you feel like that's an insecurity, which it is kind of at the beginning. About that's, you know, after about a year and a half, you really just kind of, you're so in that at that point, everything is dug in. I mean, your feet are dug in, your arms are dug in, you're not going anywhere. And it doesn't really matter, I don't think, what people say, unless it's, you know, possibly a love interest that says something. But fuck them, because you are you, okay? And you should be able to express yourself however you want when it comes to your appearance. And if somebody's picking on your appearance right off the gate, then that's a big, huge red flag. Move on, move on. Hard pass, hard pass, hard pass, hard pass. So anyway, I just wanted to pop on here to let you guys know that I still have my silver hair. Have a rant about Emma Chamberlain, because she's freaking awesome. Talk about the source light that's coming in to give warmth to everybody. And I hope everybody has a great rest of your weekend. And